Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. And I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins. We are shifting into drive this morning. So thank you for allowing me into your world as I invite you into my very own as well, which may lead into a few weeks of very hard therapy. Yeah. So just to let you know ahead of time, you may not be the same if this is your first visit to the Car Connection workshop. I've been around 44 years as a service tech. Got licensed in 1988, started in the industry at 13 years of age. And not as old as dirt, but as old as a worm. So my friends say. Yeah, they're not friends anymore. You got to, that's the thing about friends. You got to cycle them through. Yeah, you got to cycle them through. That's what I've come to realize is, yeah. And buddies. I don't have any buddies. No, because see, buddies just want me to fix their cars for free and pay for their lunch and take them out for coffee. I can't see how that is being a buddy. Am I the only one that experiences that? Okay, let me know. Bleep bloop me something down in one of the comments on the YouTube channel. And we're just on the back door of 200 videos there. But just to let you know, before I slide off into the abyss possibly this morning, I figured out how to migrate the season 1. I'll get it out in a minute. Season 1 and season 2, we're up to 119. Actually, I think with today's episode, it'll be 120 podcasts that you can attach yourself to wherever you're pulling your podcasts from. They are officially migrating over to our YouTube channel. How cool is that? And I did it. I still can't believe it, but yeah, I did it. And I say that not to pat myself on the back because, I don't need that. Never have. So I had to do some research and write down the instructions and just go for it. And you know what? I'm encouraged today because two things that I wanted to get accomplished on my to-do list to continue to make us available more ways to watch and listen and engage with us. I pulled it off yesterday. I put my very first 2 YouTube shorts up. So if you check those out and you laugh at them, perfect. Because you should. You probably should. and now I know how to do it, and it's a lot easier than I ever imagined, and it's getting comfortable with the unknown, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's kind of a really good segue into, I have one huge question for you today. So if you're tuning in for the first time, get your 16-pack of Crayola crayons and a leaf bag, fold it up, hand it to your passenger, along with the crayons to take some notes as you're driving down the road. Get your coffee ready or whatever your morning beverage is. We'll have a swiggy in just a moment so that we can start our day together. Going through the drive-thru, a reminder, double check your order. I'm here for you. Yeah. It got to the point, I have to share this, It got to the point I got so fed up of getting the wrong order at the same takeout window from the same people that see you every day, and you go, is their light switch actually on? Could I help them, do you think? Could I find it and flick it on for them? How could you mess that up like 3 days in a row? I went through the same drive-through, same time in the morning, 3 days in a row, and I got 3 orders incorrect. And that's when I go, that's it. I'm done. I'm just going to build my coffee the way I like it in my Uma thermos and take that with me and enjoy some hot, steamy coffee made from no disrespectful beans and the way I exactly want it and expect it. And that starts my day off just right. Am I the only dude that's happened to? I don't know. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you had better get that done quickly because I'm on to you. 93% of you are not subscribed, but you're enjoying the videos. And I can't, for the life of me, I cannot figure that out. Because here's the thing. The like, the share, the follow, the join the community, to put your comments down below our videos. You know, hey, nice video. I got something out of that. Just a little flick on there, comment, and, ring that notification bell so you miss nothing whatsoever. All those teeny weeny little things push us forward with the algorithm so that we can reach more and more people with this podcast, with our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and also get people into our merch store to grab some Motormouth Car Connection gear and join the crew in our fight against addiction for all age groups. So when you buy some merch, you join the fight along with Skippy and I to fight addiction. And for those who are finally sick and tired, fed up, disgusted, and bored with being tied to that addiction like a heavy weight around their neck, get them to a total freedom addiction campus, Canada and U.S., where, you know what, they'll get the help they need. Those who have made the decision to take on that addiction head on, whatever it takes, eating lima beans for a whole year, 3 times a day, they're ready to do whatever it takes. The whole crew at Total Freedom Addiction Campuses are there to take them in, receive them as they are, and pop them out the other side. It's not a program. It is a complete life change. They get them back into the workforce. They get them earning a living and being responsible and having their own apartment and keeping it, so they cover everything. So I just wanted to let you know that how important that is to Skippy and I to help those that are ready to say, I'm ready to take on this addiction. I'm ready to own it, because you can't fix what you can't see. So thank you. Thank you to all of you that are doing those things. Those little tiny things that may seem insignificant are just ginormous to what we're trying to accomplish. We are trying to reach as many people as we can around this globe we spin on that are just like you and I. So would you help us to do that? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're wanting to know about your automobile, some of the basic fundamentals that will move you down the road for 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000 kilometers without an issue. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are going to be issues. But if you follow my lead, I can tell you right now, the stress of owning an older vehicle and someone telling you, well, it's not worth more than $500. I wouldn't bother putting any more money into it. Really? That's you. That's not my household. A lot of households are struggling, and it breaks my heart to hear that because, I've been there. I'm coming out of the desert myself. Car Connection been on the air 26 and a half years when COVID hit. And that meant I've been on the road for 26 and a half years, meeting with companies and making new friends and program partners and keeping our live call-in broadcasts going. And boom, it all came to a halt. And by August of 2022, I had to pull the plug on our program on ESPN that was there for 12 and a half years. And I had to get out of Dodge. I had to get off of one of the biggest FM stations as well in Buffalo. I didn't have any program partners left. How do you pay for the airtime? At $500 an hour, U.S. or Canadian, how do you pay for it when there's no shekels coming in? So we'll share that story sometime, but that took us off at the knee, and we basically became ground beef. And I've been battling back myself as I don't give up. I've been called to do this. I still work on the shop floor. I'm still learning. My licenses are up to date. I paid for them already. They're due April 1st. Done. But it's not easy. And I say all that to say it ain't easy. It isn't easy. I'm in your corner. So if somebody tells me, well, your vehicle's only worth like $1,500, why would you put money into it? It's paid for. That's why. I can't make payments. I don't want to make payments even if I had the money. I don't need to. I figured it out decades ago. You don't need to. You just need to adapt to something that may be a little out of the normal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A little out of the normal. My question to you all this morning, why not? Why not? So we're going to unpack that. So stick around. Let's have a swiggy together, brought to us by our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, and I certainly encourage you to book that 1 hour discovery time. Listen to me, from my heart to your ears. Mama, you feel the stress a lot more than the fella. I know that. I was married for 24 and a half years. I know that. Absolutely. And it can create a lot of stress in your marriage, in your home, with your relationships. And it's not easy out there right now. So if you feel like you're drowning in debt and you don't see any daylight, things are upside down and sideways, and you just don't have the answers, because everybody else that you talk to, if you do an opinion poll, here's what my Dr. George would always say. Sooner or later, if you take your opinion poll with enough people, you might find the amount of people that you've been looking for to agree with what you're thinking, you might get there. You might get there. But that's not fixing the problem. That's just when someone says, Motormouth, what do you think? Do you know what I say? Well, what is it that you would like to do? That's how I turn it around. You don't really want to know what I think. What you're asking me is, I want you to tell me what your thoughts are to see if it matches the thoughts that I have. And when I get enough people that agree with what I'm thinking, then guess what? We have a winner. They agreed with me. And then your decision, was it right or wrong? Well, if you go down that path and you blow up, well, then guess what? It was not a good decision. So with Tony and Larry, these guys are well decorated over 50 years as certified financial planning professionals. These guys, there's nothing you're going to share with them they're going to condemn you for. We all make stupid mistakes with finances. We really, really do. We suck. Most of us suck at it, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be working the hours we need to. We wouldn't be getting in over our head, getting a car on charge and paying principal and interest, and then doing it again in 6 years. We wouldn't be doing that stuff. It's a cycle of stupid that can be broken. So I want to encourage you, seriously, don't be afraid. The phone doesn't weigh 600 pounds. You can shoot them an email through our website. All our program partners are available on the largest drawer in our toolbox called our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. And we're building that back as well as we speak. We had an amazing pile of professional business owners, family-owned and operated businesses. And during COVID, we have like 4 left. And so we're building it back. It's time to build back and work together, because we're in this thing called life together. Amen? Yes. You can be an island if you want to, but it's really going to be, you might as well call that the island of I suck. And it's true. Island. You don't need to be there. So whatever's going on financially in your home today, get on the phone, arrange the hour and a coffee. That's what we call it. It's an hour and a coffee, a discovery meeting. Lay the cards on the table, all of it, whether it's about an investment portfolio at the bank that's making you diddly squat. They're making it, you're not, period. I can say that. retiring out some debt, figuring out how you can get your nose a little above the waterline, estate planning. You got kids at home. You've got no life insurance. You've got nothing put together for your estate plan. Should you go to your glory tonight, what mess are you leaving behind for your spouse, your family, and your kids? That's not a good idea at all, and it's not something you do yourself. So mortgages, great prices on mortgages. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for 15 years, and I am never going back to the bank, ever. I do the basics there. That's it. They're not there to help us regular Joes make money. They're there to lend money. That is their foot in the game of finances, and we have to realize that as long as we're paying interest to the bank, we are the two-legged best customers on the face of this freaking planet. I know this is a long intro, but finances play such a critical role in owning and operating an automobile, and people are going broke. Cars are being returned. Houses are going upside down. We need to stay positive. We need to hook into each other and get the help that we need, and no more pride. Push that pride to the side. It's time. We have not because we ask not. That's what Car Connection's been about, is to put you in touch with people that can help you. And Tony and Larry, as I said, there is nothing you're going to say that they're going to condemn you for. There isn't a question that you're going to put on the table that they haven't answered in 50 years of experience. They're going to walk through where you're at and ask where you'd like to be, and they're going to put together a game plan for you. And you get an hour of time with them. Leave your wallet at home. Mama, leave your purse at home. They're selling you nothing. They're selling you nothing. I wouldn't be sitting here right now in front of this microphone after being wiped out, not by choice, 3 times. 3 times. Yeah. So I'm speaking from experience. You got to have guys like Tony and Larry that are certified financial planners. Advisors are not CFPs. They're advisors. They sell you product to make the bank's money. That's it. No disrespect. That's the food chain, folks. They're not there to make you wealthy. They're there to sell you cookie cutter products. They can't help you with tax planning, debt, retirement, nothing. You got to have a plan. So connect. Make that a thing to get done before April 1st. Get it done. Let them know how you heard about them, because they don't need to be here as program partners. They don't. They don't need a single client ever from this day forward, but they're my buddies. They're my brothers from other mothers, and they're my financial planners for over 20 years. And when I'm speaking from experience, and I hope whoever needed to hear this morning is really hearing it. There is hope. There's hope. Get in touch with them. You can connect through our website. Click on the profile, the logo for Tony Miele or Larry Tetro, and just get it done, okay? And I want to hear some good things, because almost 80% of the population in Canada is economically self-destructing. It's crazy. It's crazy. We got to pull together. So that's why I have come up with the question today, why not? Why not? So let's have a swiggy together, and I thank our planners for providing that, and for the Grimo family at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, bringing us today's weather report as well. Building Canada since 1931. Building supplies, hardscape, landscape materials. If you want to create that backyard space, they can make that happen. The products they have there to do so are they're outstanding. Outstanding. Your place will look stunning. Absolutely stunning. And a lot of people are fixing up their backyards and making that their area, vacation time. They don't have the money to go. So what do? You got to create that space. Create a space where, you know what, just being out, not running back and forth to work and having some time down, doing a couple of little day trips around the area. That may be you. A lot of people are, self-included. If it wasn't for my brother-in-law's cottage that's been in the family for 65, 70 years, that he says, you know, keep the door swinging. We all take a turn and we go in and bring your stuff and hang out, leave the cottage clean, and enjoy your stay and just hang out. Everything's there. Go ahead and use it. Don't break it and say nothing. And make sure, you know, you don't leave the barbecue on empty. Those are the rules. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to get away. We don't have the resources right now. They're just not there. You know, I'm in the same boat as you guys. So let's row together. What do you say? On 3, 2, 1, it's swiggy time. So get your cup out of the cup holder. Keep your eye on the road. Wake up your travel partner this morning. Tell him he or she, you know, you were snoring and drooling. Yeah, that's weird. Can you help me out with that? Thanks. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm getting used to that. This herbal remedy that I found online. Yeah, I connected with this herbalist, and she is good. I gotta say, I'm gonna give thumbs up to Shannon Grief, who has a really good book. If you get your hands on it, I got it as a Christmas gift. And I'll tell you, we were just flipping pages yesterday looking for other recipes and stuff. There's a lot of things you can do yourself in that book. It's really, really good. And I think it's advertised a gajillion, bazillion, gadillion times on YouTube's, and it's good. I have it. It is very, very good. Very, very good. So that's where I came up with this concoction, and it gets your day started. Because you have to understand something called cortisol makes your butt bigger than a heifer. Yeah, in no time, and that's because don't have coffee for 1 hour after you wake up. 1 hour. You got to let that cortisol thing kind of dissipate. I heard this morning, maybe someone can enlighten me on that. Gas prices going way down today. Time to get the jerry cans out. I didn't hear anything. I've been so busy working on other pieces of car connection to get everything back in order and then some, so that we continue to create more and more ways for you to watch and listen and engage with us. Yeah, so let's get into our, it's actually Wednesday. Can you believe that? It's hump day. Don't forget, Fun Fridays. It's a kind of open microphone day, and we just talk about stuff. And if you have something you want me to talk about, send me an email. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Nobody's going to bark at you or anything. If you don't want your name mentioned, change it to Giorgio or Georgina or Gordy Beamer. That's the name I couldn't remember the other day. Gordy Beamer. Yeah, in high school, when we had a substitute teacher, you know, and you had to put your name down on the checklist, and then they called your name out. One of either myself or my friends would be the next person to write Gordy Beamer on there. And then as the teacher's calling out the names, it's kind of like Bueller, you know, remember that movie? Bueller. Yeah, it's Gordy Beamer. Yeah. And Pete Moss. We always had Gordy Beamer and Pete Moss on the roll call for the pitch hit teacher. Yeah, the temp. All right, today, here's what we're looking at. First of all, let's have a little positive attitude here. No precipitation posted at this point. It is Wednesday, March the 25th. Can you believe that? We're going to roll into April next week. Yeah, we're already in season 2, episode 120 already. So again, all our podcasts are migrating over to our YouTube channel. So all the links for everything you can connect. And again, I want to thank all of you who are doing those little things for us that move us forward with the algorithm so we can reach a lot more people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to those who have grabbed some Car Connection Motormouth merch from our online store, thank you so much on behalf of those that we're helping that are struggling with addictions, because it's all about, you can either decide to be an island, or you can decide to reach out and take that olive branch someone's extending to you. No, pride, there's no time for pride right now in this economy. I've been through this kind of economy more than once. Let me tell you, yes, I have been through the 80s, where interest rates 17.93%. Oh yeah, I can prove it to you too. I have all the paperwork on a car loan I had at that time. I was like 22 and working like a stinking dog, putting myself through college, trade school, and it was brutal. That's what, I'm never going to do that again. Never again. I did take a loan out for the 07 FJ, and it was because I was working with Tony Melly, and I had a vehicle to sell to put towards a really good down payment, and it all worked out. And Tony gave me a budget, said don't call me and ask me for $1 more, and it all came together, and I paid it off in a year. 1 year. And that's when I said, you know what, I did not like that year. I didn't like that pressure. I didn't like knowing that I didn't own it, and if something went awry, I'm going to lose my ride, and that changes everything. So anyways, back to the forecast. Yeah, left-hand turn, signals out, 26 degrees right now, and I always talk in Fahrenheit for any of you. Yeah, inches, foots, and pounds and yards and miles. Yeah, that's me. It feels a lot warmer. I've been out there already this morning. It is curb day, so everything's out at the Coib. 27 degrees. It feels a bit warmer. I could feel that, I really could. Cloudy conditions will continue all day. And yesterday, just keep in mind, it was supposed to be like that, and the sun was out. It was beautiful. Yeah, I went up on the roof and cleaned out the chimney. Yeah, that was great. I didn't get blown off the roof, which was really good. So cloudy conditions, possibly all day. I'm going to go with blue sky and sunshine. Today's temperature range, get this. Ready? You ready for it? 26 degrees to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to feel like 25 to 48. We can take that, right? No snows, no rain. It's looking peachy. Absolutely peachy. So take it easy out there. Don't fall asleep behind the wheel. Get a bigger coffee tomorrow. And, maybe a little extra shot of high octane, because that's what I use. I like rich coffee. I like rich coffee for sure. But, I'm still drinking Crystals. I'm not willing to pay $29 for coffee, for perked coffee, because I like perked coffee, not drip coffee, perked. Yeah, that's the bomb. Perked coffee. If you ever come around, I will make you perked coffee. It will be outstanding. But I haven't been buying coffee. I'm like, you know what? I paid $9.99 for that, not more than 9 months ago, and it's $29. Are you kidding me? No. And a lady actually heard me talking to myself in the coffee aisle, and she goes, yeah, I feel the same way. I said, I'm going back to the college days. I get the Crystals. And I said, and now they're recognizing that people are picking up the Crystals, the freeze-dried coffee. They're jacking the price up on that now. So they're trying to get you from the other side. So my question to you this morning is, why not? Why not look for ways to save and bank some cash? Are you with me on this? Seriously. Okay, maybe one person. Congratulations. So we are getting closer to the ambient air temperatures, outside temperatures, getting us to a steady eddy 55, 60 degrees. Then the push is on for me to help you save minimum $100 a month in fuel savings on one car in your family. Are you going to get a raise this year of $1,200? I don't know. I'm asking. Like, are you getting excited about that? Because I'll tell you what, if I lost $20 in the driveway, I'm going to trip you getting to it. Yeah, I'm going to get to it before you do. Even if it was $1.50. Yeah, I'm going to get there before you get there. Not a problem. Learning a different mindset here, which I have cycled over and over and over and over. Don't need to change a single thing. It's called learning the pattern. And what do? Rotate the pattern. That's all I'm asking you to consider. Is if you want to keep an older vehicle like I do, yep, I'll be firing up the 1999 Honda Civic DX. I've let it sleep this winter, and it does need one. I noticed there's some bubbles. It's going to need a little bit of cosmetic surgery, and I'm not going to let it get away. See, folks, that's the way you have to look at it. You go, yeah, it's got a problem. Let's get that taken care of before it does extensive damage and it's gone. And in fact, I have a van I'm going to be working on it all day today because I got to get this out. We're piling up with jobs that got to get in and get videoed and get out. And I've got like 4 in a row. And this van is a 2010. And structural wise, it's flaky. It's got some dry, rusted spots underneath, but no perforations. Nothing that I would say it's a piece of junk. It's got some weight loss on the outside, on the bottoms of a couple of doors and one fender. But you could go into pull it in St. Catharines. I could take you there and pull 2 fenders off a Dodge Caravan in there that are factory metal. The fenders that are on there, they were replaced with cheap offshore Chinese-made sheet metal, and that stuff doesn't last. It's just garbage. You might as well use a Reynolds aluminum and then, some trim clad. It's going to last a whole lot longer. It's just junk. It's not certified. It's not CAPA certified. So it's just cheap and nasty, and that's why they rot out exactly where they rot out all the time. So for $100 or so, you can throw a couple of factory fenders on. There's 57 Dodge Caravans sitting at the Pull-It yard in St. Catharines here. So no problem finding that. And get somebody to just grind the metal off that's rusted and throw some tiger hair in there and seal it off, some fiberglass, and spritz it down. Use a rattle can. Who cares? And you got yourself a van still. 2010. It's got 100 and some odd thousand K on it. Is it a piece of junk? Nope. Throw some rust proofing on there. Down the road you go. 5 more years. Done. Does that kind of jiggle you a little bit? Give you the giggles? Yeah, I can do it. You can do it. But it's a mindset. In order to move forward, my mentors would always say, Motormouth, in order to move forward, you got to leave something behind. And in this case what are your thoughts on keeping an older automobile? Send me an email. Shoot me an email. What are your thoughts on keeping an older automobile? What's in your melon? What is in your head? And who's put it there that says, I wouldn't put any more money in that car, it's old. Salesperson? Next door neighbor? Somebody you work with? Are you kidding me? The van sitting in the bay there. 2010. How old is that? It's 16 years old, for Pete's sake. It's 16 years old. And it's still got at least 5 years left. At least 5 years. Paid for. Did you hear that? Paid for. It doesn't matter what you're rolling in right now. If you're listening to me in your car, I'm not a betting man, but I'm going to say guaranteed you're going to have to put some money into that ride that you are sitting in right now, and I don't care what year it is. The newer it is, the worse they are. I'm telling you that right now. This new stuff coming out is absolute rubbish. The domestic car manufacturers should be ashamed of the engineering blunders they're putting out there and the money they're asking for them. I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. If you make it 5 years, you're going to be very lucky. If you make it 5 years. It's called planned obsolescence, folks. This is the car game. And I am the car guy, and I am a really good player. I am a really good player. Yeah, the 2008 Nissan Rogue that was donated to us. What a blessing that little beast is. It runs on farts in a jar. I kid you not. I'm tapping the gas gauge and going, really? I haven't seen a dot go down lately. Is this true? Maybe it makes gas. Maybe it eats way too many spicy burritos. I don't know, or tacos. Could be. But that's a 2008. Come on, folks. How old is it? And you can see that Nissan Rogue on our YouTube channel. Thank you to Sandra for donating that. She purchased that for her parents, and her father passed. Her mom's in a residential home and can't drive. She pitched it down here for us to look it over, and then decided, hey, why don't you just do whatever you want with it? And I looked it over, and I'm going, you know what? It ain't that bad. Let's go for it. And I'm glad I did. And there are some things, if you're Nissan Rogue owners, you had better love that CVT transmission and set up a chair in the living room to watch movies and eat popcorn and cold snacks. Yeah, you better love on that transmission. I'm telling you that right now. Do not listen to anyone. If you have a Nissan with a CVT automatic transmission, you had better learn something right now in the tech tip. Here it is. Here's I'm launching a gold nugget at all you Nissan owners with a CVT automatic transmission. Change that transmission oil every 50,000 kilometers. Do not push it. Do not. It is the weirdest freaking transmission I've ever seen in my life. It runs on belts. I'm like, oh, dear God in heaven, who comes up with this stuff? Who really? Like, what are they smoking? So, yeah, I've learned all about it. I got the transmission oil, picked it up from Niagara Falls Nissan. Great people there to deal with. And, yeah, it's expensive. It's like $35 a bottle, but that transmission is like $16,000, folks. I'm just saying, don't be towing. Don't be towing with that Nissan CVT transmission. Don't be doing that. And don't be abusing it, because when that transmission goes, it's going to the U-Pullet yard, probably. More than likely. And that's why I say keep talking about the U-Pullet yard, because I was shocked and awed. I know that's almost interesting for me. The number of vehicles that you can go in there and pull parts off of where the bodies are not all rotted out like what you'd usually find in the wrecking yard. Because I used to go to the wrecking yards every weekend, every Saturday, harvesting parts because I would be rebuilding cars and getting them back out on the road. Yeah, that's what I would do. And people be lined up to get one. You know, I buy them cheap, clean them up, fix what needs to be fixed properly, not cheesing them up or anything. But, you know, going in the wrecking yard back then, they'd be rotted out. You know, and you got to find the best of the best or the best of the worst to get the vehicle you're working on back together. But in today's world, they're not rotted out. They're blowed up. That's the difference. Transmission's puked out of it, done. And when you see the price tag on there, you go, what? I'm not putting that kind of money into an old car. Well, even if you got to spend $6,000 on a transmission and keep a car going for the next 10 years, did you save money? That's my question to you. You know, I gave you a question last week. Three frogs on a log. One deciding to jump off. How many frogs on a log? Nobody sent me an answer yet. How many frogs are on that log? 3 frogs on a log. One deciding to jump off. How many frogs on a log? That's why the why not. I can't wrap my head around why you would not want to keep your older vehicle that's better. It's made better. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying for a couple weeks now. They're made better than the stuff we're seeing on the market right now for the last 2 years. It's absolute rubbish. You know, that kind of money for plastic? Are you kidding me? Plastic engine parts? plastic body parts, everything is plastic. Yeah. You can actually put that through your office shredder and probably, turn it in, to a fleece jacket or something. Or some, fleece work socks. So taking good care of your vehicle or vehicles will allow you to keep them a lot longer, saving you both time and money, honey. And I'm the fellow that can get you there. The do does and the did is done. There's two styles of owning an automobile, and I'm going to continually remind you of it. You have to decide which lane you're going to pick. You really do. And I'm speaking from my heart. I'm not here to sell you nothing. But for those who are willing to, the do does and the did is done, you're going to put money back in the bank like you've never seen before. Stop listening to the noise and listen for the signal. I would be your signal. I'm in your corner. I'm not in the car manufacturing's corner. I'm not in the parts manufacturing corner. I just know my way around this trade and been playing the car game for a long time. For a very long time. 4 decades. I do know what I'm doing most of the time. Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier in the program today, I'm learning to take on things that I don't know about whatsoever. If you asked me a month ago, why don't you migrate your YouTube podcasts over to your YouTube channel? I'd go, are you out of your mind? I don't know how to stinking do that. Well, I came up with 7 points in a row through my research yesterday. By the end of the day yesterday, out of 119 episodes, and including into our season 2, there were only 15 left to migrate, and that's going to be done today. I did it. So there's only 2 ways to own a vehicle today. Moving forward, you can be living with an automobile in the unknown. You have no idea what it needs, when it's going to need it, and what kind of condition it's in, sitting in the driveway this very moment. Or you can be like the person that gets it and understands that, you know what? I don't need to go in debt, buy a car. I got one. Let's send it in, get it evaluated, and see if it's structurally sound, and let's go for it. Let's keep this thing going the next 4, 5, 10 years. That's money in the bank. I'll tell you what, these vehicles 2 to 5 years old right now, good luck. You're going to be throwing parts at them with the parts cannon, man. Seriously. If you can make it. The structural integrity, like I said before, if they make the body metal any thinner, you'll be driving with Reynolds aluminum wrap on your vehicle to fix it. It's so thin, it only has one side. Yeah. So if you live in the know, you will have peace of mind and freedom. Emotional freedom. And not getting upset and excited and causing emotional damage when something goes wrong with it. You won't. Because you know why? Okay, we got to put an alternator on it. Whoop, put it on. Away you go. How long did the last one last? Take a look at the odometer. Wow, we almost have 200,000 on it. That's a pretty good shake. The alternator lasted 200,000, so you got to put another one on. You buy a good quality one, which is what we got to do is hunt. We have to hunt for parts now. Hunt them down for the good stuff, because there's a lot of offshore junk out there that I won't touch it. It's not worth it, because you're going to do the job again probably within 6 months to a year. If that part makes it that far. Lately, I put up another video, brand new part right out of the box, put it on the on the 97 TJ Wrangler Rescue, and it broke before I even got it out of the before I even backed out of the garage. You got to watch that video. I put the part on right out of the packet, and I installed it, and I didn't even make it out of the shop here, and it broke. Clutch pedal went right to the floor. Almost put the the TJ through a 16-foot bay door. I didn't expect that to happen, and then I had to grab the shifter and pull in neutral, jam my foot on the brakes. It was close, friends. It was close. Would have been a nice big dent in the bottom panel of a 16-foot bay door. Not good. No. So there are two ways to own a car: living in the unknown or living in the know. One creates stress. Figure out which one. One creates stress. The other gives you peace of mind and freedom. And this, my friends, is the lane that I've been carving out and have been carving out for over 40 plus years. And now we have even more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage than me just being yapping on radio, reaching a small amount of people, if any. Radio is just, it's going downhill in the handbasket. Podcasts are a way to go. We can reach so many more people on this globe that we're spinning on. And you don't need to be living with any more stress. Amen? Yeah, you don't. And mama, I'm in your corner. You know what? When you're on your own, you got to do a lot of stuff all by yourself. It's you. So when something gets screwed up, go to the mirror in the bathroom, go, it was me. You got nobody to blame it on. You got to get the stuff done. And you don't need one more thing to think about. And fellas, I'll do a program for you. You won't like me anymore, but you know what? I get asked to speak at men's groups and stuff, and I don't hold back. Because if you wonder why, mama's tired and mama's not interested in the romance department, is why don't you try taking some load off her back? Yeah. Instead of being the armchair warrior, hey, what can I do for you? How can I help? Jump in. It's a partnership. Yeah. It's not an individual, I run the house, you hit the road type thing. No, it's all together. We're in this thing together. So let her know that, fellas. It's not all about you. There's no I in team, but there's a me. Yeah. I joke about it a little bit, but it's true. You got to take the pressure off your honey. And imagine you could buy some time back for her if you would just get off your butt and do something about the jalopy and get it fixed up for her and keep it, and it's paid for. Keep it going for the next 5 to 10 years. It's money in the bank. And that's not money you go, oh, good money, I can get a new set of golf clubs. No. That money gets set aside. Whatever right now you can save on, that money gets set aside. You don't go buy stuff. You don't need any more stuff anyway. Yeah, that's why, you know what? I think if I was going to invest in something, it would be storage units. Absolutely. I would want at least 400 storage units. So you can put all that stuff that you never use in a storage unit and pay like $300 and something a month, and you don't even bother come back to look at it. So did you really need it? Probably not. I don't have to go out and rebuy weed whackers, chainsaws, yard equipment. Some of my yard equipment's like 40 years old and still rolling. Yeah, Henry, he was built in like 1980, 81. My John Deere tractor, I built it back, and it'll outlive us all. Yeah, go and buy a cheap riding lawnmower today for $4,000, and again, the sheet metal on it and the bearings and everything, they all fall out because they're made so cheap. So my question, why not? why would you not want to have that peace of mind and freedom and get that old jalopy evaluated, see what it needs now, near future, and distant future, and how long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? My answer, as long as you want. That's the right answer, as long as you want. Yesterday we talked about rust protection. If you didn't catch that podcast, I would recommend you share that with your family and friends, because those fellers and fellettes that don't think rust protection is a worthwhile effort, think again. Really? Try and convince me of that. You got to know what you're doing in that department first, and I share all the gold nuggets with you. How to do that, how to do rust protection, and do it well to your benefit, not to the benefit of the company that's selling a product. You got to know the product first. Does it work? Which ones work, which ones don't? How do you identify it? Then you can play the car game, get it sprayed down, and keep the body solid and keep the thing running. Maintain it. So with all that said, that's why I've rebuilt and laminated a reusable car connection fleet maintenance system that makes it so simple it's pathetic. So no excuses. There are no excuses. My pops is 89, has his faculties still, drives like a maniac. I mean, is a very careful driver with a turbified Lexus. And he takes really good care of it, inside and out. He keeps it clean. He gets it maintained right away. Something's going on, get it topped up. And it ain't brand new. It's 10 years old, I think. Yeah, it is. It's 2017. And he texts and uses a cell phone. So if you can make a grocery list, and as you go through the grocery store, you can cross off the item that you've now placed in your basket, or a check mark, or X marks the spot. That means I've got that component in my shopping cart. You can work our car connection fleet maintenance system. That's how easy it is. And will it save you money? You follow it, you bet your bippy it will. It does the same for me. Saves me a lot of money. And I don't need to go out having a mortgage on a freaking car and working myself to the bone to make payments on it. That ain't the way to do it. That's the car game. You don't have to do that. That's what the world says. You don't have to do that. I don't have to go out and buy a brand new, cheesy, cheaply made riding lawnmower that if it lasts 5 years, you'll be very lucky, but you will not have to, it will not be maintenance free. It will kill you in parts and labor to keep it going. They're junk. They're absolute junk. And that's why I went looking for old tractors, because I did grow up working on a farm. They'll outlive us all. If you maintain it and grease it and wash it and tend to it, as my friend Charlie, if you saw his tractors and his combines, he vacuums them out, he washes them, he waxes them, and takes care of them, and they're decades old. And they look like brand new. It doesn't happen by itself. It just doesn't. You're going to have to put in some effort, but I'll tell you this and leave you with this. It'll be a lot less painful effort to keep your car going than getting up and down that highway, getting up early and looking after the kids, getting them all set, and it's home to work, 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 home to work. Just like a hamster on the wheel, jump off, lick the little ball, get some water, get a pellet, jump back on, run, 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 jump off, lick the ball, get a pellet, jump back on. It's exhausting, isn't it? It absolutely is ridiculous when it's not necessary. Do you want to live in the unknown, not having a single clue what condition your vehicle is at any given moment, and you don't even pay attention to it, and get it serviced on a regular basis to stay ahead of the maintenance curve? And then you get excited when the tech has to tell you, Well, I know you came in for this, but this is wrong. This is on its way. This is well on its way. You should have come in sooner. Because here's what I've learned in 44 years. A $200 part and $200 complete would have fixed and prevented a $5,000 repair. $5,000 repair. If I had a nickel for every time I've seen that happen in 44 years, I'd be a rich man. Absolutely. So I'm here to help you, not to hurt you, give you some laughs. I'm the biggest idiot on the planet, and I'm good with that. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make wrong decisions. But what's not okay is if you're not learning something and moving forward, then you're going backwards. If you're not moving forward and learning something from your mistakes, then you're going backwards. And that's where we're going, folks. I see it every day. People are going backwards when we can go forwards, just with a little bit of help. A little bit of help. So if you or someone you know needs to find that pre-owned vehicle, that's where I would definitely tell you need to shop. Forget this new stuff. You need to find something 8, 10 years old with low mileage and top quality. You'll find those vehicles at City Auto Sales and Leasing, because my good friends, Earl and Louise Grant, they are car guys. And they've been in the biz going on 25 years. And they have established the resources to find those low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices and get them into your hands and get you going down the road. Now you have something that's solid to work with. But if what you presently have is solid and the engine's good, the transmission's good, then you're there. But if the structural integrity is gone, you got to go get something that is affordable with low mileage and that you can run that thing for the next 10, 15 years like I do. I go nothing less than 15, my friends. Nothing less than 15. Unless somebody says, I really want that, sell it to me. Then sometimes I cave. But right now, I'm very happy with what we have, and it's performing well, and I'm ahead of the curve. We're in. We are in. We got the tools in the driveway that we need to get the things done that we have to get done. So check out City Auto Sales and Leasing, Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. They're there for you. They won't let you go out the door car broke, and they have in-house financing and leasing. They don't sell any junk, any fixer-uppers. Earl and Louise, they know what they're interested in providing, and that is quality vehicles you can buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. That's City Auto Sales and Leasing. Consider being a part of Crystal Ridge Dream Center. They're in the Niagara region, serving men, women, children, widows, single moms. They have programs for the kids after school. They feed them, love on them, mentor them, and help them with their homework. They can take music lessons. They put games together and movie night. They keep your kids well entertained with wholesome programs at no cost to you whatsoever. They feed almost between 260 and 300 people hot meals out the door Tuesdays and Fridays. And they're changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. They're a nonprofit, faith-based organization, and they don't receive any outside funding other than what they can raise from you and I and local business owners. So would you consider coming alongside, especially in times when community support is so crucial, friends? Crystal Ridge Dream Center shines as a beacon of compassion and transformation, located at 385 Derby Road. They are Car Connection, nonprofit, faith-based organization, would be tooting their horn well through 2026 to make awareness. So they're on our website. Search your heart. see what you can do to help them out, and I appreciate that very, very much. So happy, healthy motoring. Make it a great and wonderful Wednesday. Remember to send your questions in for Q&A Saturday mornings. And also, if there's a topic you would love for me to cover for you, I'd be more than happy to do that. Check us out on YouTube, where you'll learn 5 things on every video: what it is, where it is, how it breaks, and what you could have learned as a basic vehicle owner and operator to know that you could have saved that damage from happening and put money back in your wallet. That's what that's all about. So our YouTube channel's there to have a little fun with you, but also go over all the basic fundamentals so that you can learn some stuff about how your automobile thinks and works and functions, and maybe some things, some tricks and tips that would help you to also save some money and keep that vehicle running as long as you possibly can. So make it a great day. Happy, healthy motoring, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth 8 a.m. morning drive. Bye for now.